What's up? What's up? What's going on, Solar family? What's going on? Happy Friday. Hopefully, you're doing amazing. If you guys are watching me live, say what's up, say hello. Let me know where you guys are coming from. If you guys are watching me on a replay, say what's up anyway. Represent your city. What's going on? Every Friday, I jump on live and answer any questions you guys may have, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing. I would love to answer any questions that you guys may have. I mean, this meeting can be, 5 minutes or it could be an hour long. It just all depends on how many questions we get during the live session. What's going on? What's going on? How are you? Hopefully you're doing amazing. If you guys want to dive in deeper, obviously, this is just a fairly quick live session. If you want to dive in deeper, you have sales or marketing questions, make sure to go to solarstrategycall.com, solarstrategycall.com. And I'm actually going to put the link there in the chat as well. What's up, everyone? Just wanted to chime in and drop in here and help anybody that has any questions. I don't think our email blast went out today, so I'm not sure how many folks are going to get to log in here. But in any case, I'm here. Every Friday, I am here to answer any questions you guys may have or you may have from 12:30 to 1 o'clock. I'm here answering any questions you have, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing. I would love to answer any of those questions. And as you already know, that this industry is amazing. And unfortunately, when you're getting into solar sales, you're not going to wing it, right? It doesn't matter how many experience or years of experience that you have, maybe selling cars or maybe in retail. You have to learn how to close deals, right? You have to learn the sales pitch and a proven sales pitch, so you're not sitting in front of a homeowner for 2 hours at a time. One of our students that plugged into our training today, he said that he was sitting in front, or he sits in front of homeowners for 2 to 3 hours at a time. And don't get me wrong, I did that back in the day. When I first started out, I was in the homeowner's house for 3.5 plus hours closing deals because my pitch wasn't clear and concise, right? It wasn't clear and concise. It has to be clear. It has to be concise. It has to be enough information for the homeowner to make a decision. Nothing more, nothing less. You have to give enough information for the homeowner to make a decision. And a lot of folks give too much. That's why they're sitting in front of the homeowner for 2-3 hours at a time. And some homeowners or some consultants are sitting too less and giving too little information. And that's why the homeowner has a lot of objections, a lot of questions after your consultation when you're asking for the sale. What's up? What's up? And again, I totally apologize. I don't think our email went out this morning that I want to be jumping on live, but just keep a note. Regardless, you get our emails or not, I am plugging in live every single Friday at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time and answering any questions that you may have, whether that's sales, whether that's marketing. And if you're watching on a replay, if you have questions and you miss the live, type in your question anyway. I reply back to every single comment on these videos, whether it's live, whether it's a replay. I personally reply back to all the comments. So if you're watching this on a replay and you have questions, you're like, oh, darn, I missed the live Friday session. It's all good. Type in your question at in the comments, and I would love to answer any questions you have. What's up? What's up? Looks like we're starting to get some folks on here. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. What's going on? How are you? We are doing a boot camp, a 5-day solar sales boot camp. For those of you that want to level up your skills, or maybe you're just getting started and you want some training, make sure you should register for the boot camp. I'll actually type it in here. Hold on one second. Let me grab the link. Let me grab the link. And I'll post it here. It's going to be next week. So starting next week, Monday the 14th, we are having a boot camp. It's going to be live with me personally. It's 5 days live. I'm going to compress everything that I know over the last 8 years in sales and marketing in in 5 days, within 5 days, right? Every single day we have a topic that we talk about, and it's 5 days, Monday to Friday, and plug in, right? Especially on Friday, we got a special bonus on Friday. If you're already registered or if you're looking into getting into the boot camp, don't miss Friday next week, right? But we are training throughout the week as well. What's going on? Any questions you guys may have, I would love to answer them. Again, this live stream could be 5 minutes long. It could be an hour long. Last week, I think we're on here for an hour. It all depends on your questions. If you have any questions, go ahead and type it into the chat. I would love to answer any questions that you may have. And again, we are not winging it in this industry, right? You can't wing it. If you're trying to wing it, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Don't ever wing it. We have a proven sales methodology. You're sitting down in front of the homeowner for 30, 45 minutes and closing a deal, right? And where else are you going to make a 30 to 45 minute deal and make, what's the commission nowadays? $4,000 and more in less than an hour conversation, right? I don't think you find that anywhere else. What's up? How are you? Hopefully you guys are doing amazing. And again, if you're watching this live, say what's up, represent your town, represent your city, even if you're watching this on a replay. And if you have any questions, go ahead and type it in. I would love to answer any questions you have. That's basically the format of the Friday session. Is I just pop on live and I answer questions, answer any questions you guys have. Hey, Siku, how are you? Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. From Atlanta, what's going on? Any thoughts on solar community pitched to homeowners in a subdivision that may be placed in around homes on residential streets? You're talking about community solar. At the end of the day, there's always options to go greener, right? Do you see that in the utility bills all the time? Hey, get part of your electricity by a cleaner source. It probably costs a little bit more in some states. There's always those options, but at the end of the day, they're still tied to a lifetime contract and they're still renting their energy. So even if they can get a little bit less kilowatt hour rate, why do that? Why not go solar where you can actually own your own energy and still capitalize on a very low rate? But yeah, obviously there's some folks out there that's pitching that. That's how they make an income. But at the end of the day, let's go ahead and put it on your rooftop and stop renting that energy. Right? You're going to pay for the electric bill anyway. Might as well pay for something that eventually can be yours and is actually an asset to your home. And let me ask you this. Yeah, you can go to a community, solar farm and maybe even get less energy or lower rate. But let me ask you this, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Does that add any value to your home? So if you do sell your house in the future, that's great. You're saving a couple of dollars here and there, but it doesn't add any value to your home. And you're still tied to a lifetime contract. So that's how I approach that. There's really some value to that because obviously they are buying it or the homeowner is buying a cleaner source of energy. But at the end of the day, they're still renting it. So I'm pretty sure a lot of homeowners, if you educate them properly, they would rather own, just like they own their home, than rent their energy. Hopefully I answer your question. Any other questions? That's a great question, though. Any other questions that you guys may have? I would love to answer it. Again, jump on our, the boot camp. Jump on the boot camp. I posted the link there. Starts next week. Jump into boot camp. Go ahead and register. I'm going to pour in live everything I know next week. And then on Friday, we have a special training on Friday. Jose, what's going on, Mr. Jose? How's it going? I'm doing well. Hopefully you're doing amazing. Do you know if a person with W-2 will receive taxes after bought solar as a return? Because you talking about tax credits, Jose? I mean, again, I'm not a tax accountant, but it's one of those things that if you talk to homeowners and they have tax questions, you just have to defer them back to their tax accountant. That's all we say, right? If you do qualify for the federal tax credit, this is what you'll get. If you don't, then you don't, right? So we disclose everything. So we just let the homeowner know if you qualify for it, right? So basically, as you guys probably know, there's two prices, right? There's two solar payments when you're financing a system. It's usually the 2nd to the 18th month. It's lower. If in the 19th month, if they paid down the system with a federal tax credit, it means the same, and it goes up, right? It will go up if they don't pay down the system with a federal tax credit. So we say, hey, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the first 18 months, the solar company is actually giving you a discount, right? It's a discount. They're gonna give you a discounted rate, and your normal rate, which is the 19th month, that price that goes up, this is your normal rate. And if you do qualify for the federal tax credit, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you can apply it to your system, and now this is going to be your new rate. So what we tell them, that's your normal rate, right? Yeah, the increase, because we don't sell the federal tax credit. Obviously, it sells itself if they qualify for it, but we just let them know, hey, this is your normal rate after the 19th month. If you decide to apply the federal tax credit, then you get the discounted rate. Does that make sense? Because a lot of folks lean on the federal tax credit too much, and if the homeowner doesn't get the federal tax credit, guess what? Now they have a sour taste in their mouth. Now they're writing reviews. They're telling their friends, their family not to go solar because this whole thing is a scam. But if you just let them know, hey, you know what? They're giving you a discount for the first 18 months, right? Hey, this is a great price, right? It's only $100. And after the 19th month, it's going to go, you're going to get your normal payments of $165 a month. And obviously, I'm not sure if you qualify for a federal tax credit, but if you do qualify for it, this is what you can do with that federal tax credit. You could pay down your system, and now, you get the discounted rate again. Does that make sense? What's up, JC, Fort Lauderdale? What's going on in the house? What's going on? Absolutely, man. Go knock on some doors and make that money, man. Absolutely, JC. What's up? What's up? I understand, but if they pay taxes, it's supposed that he receives as ITC tax. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man. At the end of the day, I'd never focus on the federal tax credit. You know what I mean, Jose? I even though I may know the answer, or if I don't know the answer, I always just say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, make sure you talk to your tax accountant. Does that make sense? Yes, great. And you move on, right? So just as long as you're disclosing their information, you don't necessarily need to dwell on it. I disclose it. I ask if that makes sense, and then I move on, right? It's literally that. I'm like, hey, so, you can't qualify for a federal tax credit, which is $12,675, but you're going to have to talk to your tax accountant about that. Does that make sense, Jose? Yes, it does. Great. Then I move on to the next thing, right? So a lot of folks, they leave it hanging and they stop, right? They don't disclose it, or if they do disclose the federal tax credit, they stop. And then now the homeowner is thinking about all these other things, right? Oh, will I qualify for that? Who do I need to talk to? What kind of information do I need to qualify for that? But if you keep moving, right, you disclose the information. Does that make sense, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Yes, we move on. Does that make sense? And a lot of folks, they get too hung up on certain things in the proposal, and it gives the homeowner time to really think about some serious questions that you don't necessarily want to be in or want to answer. That's why it's disclosed, clarify that they understand, move on. Right? It's quick. It's really quick. And Jose, I know I didn't answer your question, but that's how I answer tax questions. I literally not a tax accountant. I'm not sure if you qualify for this, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but if you do, this is what you get. Whether you're a W-2 employee, whether you're a 1099 employee, whether you're self-employed, the same answer applies every time when I talk about taxes. Awesome, Jose. Yeah, that's just my blanket answer, man. You know what I mean? I don't dive in too much. Doesn't matter to me what your status is, your employment status. The answer that I give the homeowner is always going to be the same. Any other questions? That was a good question, though, Jose. This is the federal tax credit is the most misled topic, I think, in solar right now. Right? It's definitely misled. And at the end of the day, I may not have the right answers for you, but I don't want to steer the homeowner in the wrong direction. So I always let the homeowner know, hey, go talk to your tax accountant. And that probably is going to lead you to this is probably going to lead you to the question or the objection. Let me think about it. Right? It's going to come, because if you say, hey, you know what, talk to your tax accountant, more than likely, and be prepared. So when you do ask for the sale, guess what? Guess what they're going to tell you? Let me think about it. I got to talk to my tax accountant. Right? Let me talk to my tax. You already know it's coming, right? You should know it's coming. So, if you're playing the higher level, you understand what's coming, right? So here it comes. Here comes that. Let me think about it. Oh, great. So how much time do you need to think about it, Jose? Oh, you know what? My tax account's super busy, man. I need about a week. Oh, you need 7 days. Yes, I do. Great. How about if I give you 4 weeks? Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. So great. So this is what we're going to do, Jose. We're going to go ahead and get you moving forward, because at this point, I don't know if your house qualifies or not. So we're going to go ahead and schedule the site survey, schedule that. While you're talking to your tax accountant, let's go ahead and push this thing through. Because by the time you're done talking to your tax accountant, we need at least 3 or 4 weeks to get the system installed. So let's go ahead and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Talk to your tax accountant, and let's see if your house even qualifies. Because at this point, even if your tax accountant says, yeah, Jose, you qualify for this, your house may get disqualified. So let's just go ahead and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's get you moving forward today, and let's reconvene in 7 days or so. Does that make sense, Mr. Smith? Oh, yeah, that makes sense, right? It's literally guiding them and letting them know your opinion. It's not asking them, it's guiding them, right? It's guiding them. As you can see, the verbiage that I use, hey, let's go ahead and get you moving forward, right? I didn't say, can we move you forward? What do you think? Should we move forward? It's like, let's go ahead and move you forward today while you're talking to your tax accountant, because at this point, I don't even know if your house qualifies or not. Right? And if this all sounds great and dandy, and you get the thumbs up from your tax accountant, and we come back, 4 or 5 weeks later and tell you that your house gets disqualified, then, that's kind of wasting time, right? Because this is a 10-week process anyway. So let's go ahead and push you forward. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and let's go from there. How's that sound? Yeah, great. All right. So what's the last word that you just Soch? Boom. You're closing it. What's up, Tosh? How are you? Hopefully that makes sense, man. That's a tip right there. Tosh, what's going on? A good. Do you know some good credit boosting services for homeowners? I don't, Tosh. I should, but I don't. Maybe some of you guys here that's online right now can help out. If you guys know anyone that does any kind of credit repair, go ahead and drop it in there. We don't do too many credit repairs anymore because we run through PACE. There's other sources out there to actually, qualify the homeowner with subprime credit scores. But, it's always nice to, get the credit fixed. Maybe within 6 months or so, they'll have enough to qualify for solar. But I don't have anybody specifically, Tosh. And if anybody has anyone specifically, even if you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and drop the name of that person if you can, or maybe email address. We'd love to connect with that credit repair person. You're very welcome. PACE, absolutely. Yeah, you can use PACE a lot now. For any subprime, boom, put them in PACE, right? Yep. I agree, Thomas. Absolutely. What else you guys got? This is awesome. And again, if you guys haven't registered for the 5-day boot camp, especially if you want to level up your skills as far as sales and marketing, register for the 5-day boot camp. It's right there. Starting next week, it's live with me personally and my coaches as well. And we're going to give you all the training material that you need. And make sure you register for the boot camp. And you guys can get access to that. And we'll give you all the training material for next week. We'd love to help in any way possible. From Tosh, can you explain PACE a little bit more, because I've heard of it? Check it out. Check a look at the websites. PACE, PACE. So you're basically financing it, and it's tied to their property taxes. But you're basically financing it, and the way they're financing it is through their property taxes. But PACE. Take a look at it. PACE program. Tosh. And it's basically, it's basically financing through their property taxes. I don't use PACE a lot. I got a lot of guys in our team that uses PACE. But yeah, PACE is a good option for folks that are subprime. Obviously, you're running them through the traditional way first, right? And if they don't qualify, run them through PACE. You got to get PACE certified. And then from there, you can start running deals through PACE. Any other questions? These are great questions. Any questions? Sales and marketing, right? Sales and marketing. So again, guys, if you guys haven't registered for the 5-day boot camp, register for it. There's a link right there at the bottom of the chat. Register for it. I'd love to chat with you guys there as well. Plug into our Facebook group, 5-day bootcamp. Well, actually, .com. Just 5-day solar sales boot camp. 5-day solar sales boot camp. You can find us on Facebook. We're jumping on live next week from Monday to Friday, helping as many people as we can and close more deals, right? That's the idea. Help as many people as we can so we can arm as many people as we can to change the world, right? You're very welcome, Tosh. You're very welcome. Any other questions? Hopefully you guys having an amazing Friday. Hopefully you guys are amazing Friday. Who's out in Texas? Anybody out in Texas? If you're watching us on replay, let me know who's out in Texas. We're actually relocating, right? We're relocating. Originally from San Diego, born and raised in California. We're relocating to Texas. So who's out in Texas? Want to connect? What's up, everyone? Super excited. Bernardo, you're out in Texas. Awesome. What part of Texas, Bernardo? You're very welcome, Tosh. Who else is out in Texas? South Texas. Awesome. South Texas, is that like El Paso, or is that where South Texas is at? McAllen. Got you, man. Fort Worth. There you go. I'm actually close to the Fort Worth. We're moving out to Dallas. Moving out to Dallas. That's Fort Worth, right? That area? Edwin? We need to connect. When we can. I think they're more open out here in Texas, right? We can actually connect and hang out and go to restaurants and stuff. I would love to reconnect with folks, you know what I mean? Awesome. Good incentives. What do you mean by that, Thomas? Good incentives. What do you mean by that, Thomas? But yeah, I definitely want to host an event eventually, a live event when this whole thing opens up, maybe next summer or so. I want to get together with folks like yourself and let's have some fun. Good incentives with utilities for solar. Yeah, some utility companies has SRECs. So basically, it's like state energy renewable credits. So some states, they offer like an extra $100 per kilowatt that they offer the homeowner by going solar. That helps pay down the system. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. You just gonna have to Google it. But not every single utility company has some kind of program. Some utility companies in certain states have like a extra $1,000 incentive and things of that nature. SRECs are really popular as well. But you have the 26% federal tax credit, right? Which is going down to 22 next year. Following year is going down to 0 for residential. What's up, Jerry? What's up? How are you, man? Hello. What's going on? But yeah, there's a lot of incentives, right? There's a bunch of incentive. The best incentive is they're basically owning their own energy. They're not renting anymore. It's lower than what they're currently paying. Increases property value. There's a lot of incentives. Yeah, I agree with that, Thomas. Yeah, there is a lot of deregulated utility companies in Texas, absolutely. But at the end of the day, guess what? They're still renting their energy, right? Even if you can get a low rate, I mean, if you get 10 cents per kilowatt hour, what is it in Texas? What's a kilowatt hour rate? At the end of the day, you're still renting it, right, Mr. and Ms. Smith? I'm pretty sure you bought this house because you want to own it one day, right? I'm pretty sure you want to own it one day, right? I'm pretty sure you bought this house, this one we're sitting in right now. I'm pretty sure that you bought this because you want to eventually own it. And if that's the case, then this is something that you're definitely will be interested in. So stop renting your energy from the local utility company, because at the end of the day, that price is going up at 4+% every single year, right? And know your market as far as the increase. And let's lock in your rate so it never goes up ever again. Let me ask you this, Mr. and Ms. Smith. If I gave you a gas card 20 years ago, right? Give that whole analogy. If I gave you a gas card 20 years ago, and what was the price per gallon 20 years ago, Mr. and Ms. Smith, and have them answer it. I was like, 50 cents a gallon. Great. How about if I give you a gas card, back in the day, 20 years ago, and it was 50 cents a gallon, and you used our card, and it's now 2020. Do you think you'd be saving some money, Mr. and Ms. Smith? Absolutely. Great. So that's the option that you have right now if you qualify, right? If you qualify. Do as many takeaways as you can during your consultation. You don't know how many takeaways I teach my students. It's the whole entire presentation is a takeaway if you qualify. Not sure if you qualify, but if you do, yeah, you can get that. If you qualify, because at the end of the consultation, when you ask for the sale, they're going to say, hey, so how do I qualify for this? Right? That's like music to your ears when they say, hey, you know what, Bernardo, how do I qualify for this? Because you've already inceptioned them throughout the consultation if you qualify. And guess what? It's just human nature. When you feel like you can't get something, you want it even more, right? You're going to have to use sales psychology as well. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. The idea is to help as many people as I can. Let's get some solar on rooftops. Not only are we saving the planet, we're actually making some cash, right? So you can change your life. Bernardo. Yep, tied to a lifetime contract. You have to say these things, right? You have to let the homeowner know these things. You're renting your energy. You're tied to a lifetime contract, because guess what? When you don't tell the homeowner you're tied to a lifetime contract, when you ask for the sale and you say, hey, Mr. and Ms. Smith, this is going to be a 25-year loan, pal, they're going to say, whoa, man, that's just way too long for me. And now you're going to have to explain the whole thing, the value. You may have to draw out how much they're currently paying and what does that cost versus 25 years down the road. It's just unnecessary, things that you got to do in the end, because you didn't tell the homeowner during your presentation that you're tied to a lifetime contract. Do you agree with that, Mr. Smith? And get them to agree. What's up, Caleb? How are you, man? How would someone truly replace their electric bill? Like inside of Solo proposal, it says new electric bill is now $753. So the costs really be covered, offset above 100%. Yeah, you can offset 100%. Absolutely. I mean, if you offset it just a little bit more, maybe 110, 115, it's going to cover the interconnection, right? There is an interconnection fee that the homeowner gets charged every single month. But yeah, if you overproduce the system a little bit, hey, there's a connection. There's a way to actually reduce the connection fee or even get rid of it altogether. But it all depends on how you design the system. But everybody pays it that goes solar, right? If you're saving money already, right? If they're saving, $20 a month right off the bat the first year, and they have to pay an interconnection fee of $10, now their savings 10. Hey, that's all great too. But at the end of the day, we're not selling the savings, right? I mean, you're adding so many things and other value than the savings. Because if you have a sales pitch that doesn't necessarily go over the savings, but you're getting buy-ins throughout that, basically the homeowner sees the total value of going solar, the $5 to $10 to $15 to $20 to $30 savings, that's all extra. But a lot of folks that are getting started in the industry, they bank on the savings, right? Hey, Mr. and Ms. Smith, you're going to save $20 a month. What do you think? Let's sign up. This thing's great, right? It's the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, right. Even if they're saving 20 bucks, I'm like, hey, bro, I mean, I got to put like 50 panels on my roof to save 20 bucks. No, that's not even worth it. But if you can really stack the value, right? You're stacking it, stacking the value. What is the total value of solar? And if you get them bought in based on the total value of solar, and the extra $5 a month that they're saving is just an extra kicker, that's how it's supposed to be sold, right? That's how it's supposed to be sold. But a lot of folks, they bank on the savings. Oh, this is a good one. They're saving like 50 bucks a month. This is a lay down. And then they still can't close the deal, right? Oh, this is a lay down. This one's saving 100 bucks a month, especially in California, right? This one's saving like 7,500 bucks a month. And next thing you know, they walk out of the home or off of Zoom, and they didn't close the deal. Because at the end of the day, you didn't stack enough value, right? You got to stack the value, everything. You got to throw everything in the kitchen sink, right? Sales psychology, buy-in. What would you do with the money? Let me ask you that, Cal. What would you do? Oh, really? You're going to take the kids to Disneyland with the money. Awesome. So how would that make you feel, man? When you're walking around with your kids at Disneyland, how would that make you feel? Oh, dude, that'll make you feel amazing, man. Great, right? Who's doing some emotional anchors here, right? Who's anchoring the emotion? What would they do with the money, right? What would you do with it? And are you anchoring correctly? So when you ask for a sale, there's a bigger reason to go solar than saving $5 a month. And again, that's what we're going to be teaching at the boot camp. So make sure you register for the boot camp. 5-day boot camp live with me next week. All right, guys, next week, plug in live. Register for it and plug in live. And do me a favor, if you haven't done so already, please share the video and like the video. When you like the video, it helps the algorithm. So this video gets shared to other solar consultants as well, right? So our solar family. Absolutely, the value outweighs the cost. Anything that you do, right? Whether you're selling solar or trinkets or high-end exotic cars, the value has to outweigh the cost. It could be anything. I mean, I could be selling this what is this tripod, right? And I think we bought this for like 50 bucks, right? I mean, this is a regular tripod. But if you could really show the value of this tripod, the durability of the tripod, the way how it connects on here, how it doesn't drop your phone, because you know what? If you drop your phone from the cheap tripods, that could be $1,000 to get your phone replaced or fixed, right? It could be what, $200-300 to get your phone fixed. But this thing's gonna hold your phone. It's not gonna fall off, whether you're doing a video, whether you're on a skateboard, right? It's gonna secure your phone. Oh shoot! Oh, that's a great point, right? Because if I do buy that cheap one for $10 rather than the $50 one, my phone may slip off, right? And if it slips off, guess what? I got to pay $100, right? But even if I make the investment now and pay that thing for $50, that's a better choice because I don't want to pay $100, right? So stack the value, guys. Stack the value. Absolutely, Bernardo. We definitely get some merch out there as well. All of our Solar University students get a cap. Absolutely. The Solar Channel, what's going on? Dallas, Texas. What's up, the Solar Channel? Awesome. Any other questions you guys may have? Again, I'm plugging in live every Friday, 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, right? Plugging in live every Friday to answer any questions you guys may have. And I totally apologize. Normally we send out an email to everyone or all the subscribers. We send out at least a notification I'm going live to give you guys at least a heads up, but it didn't go through this time. From Edwin, how to get annual kilowatt hour when utility service is in father's name who passed away. Ooh, that's a good one. And father's name that passed away. That's something that they're going to have to talk to the utility company about. That's definitely like a one-off kind of thing. But I've never had that situation. Anybody here ever had the situation when the utility bill is in someone's name that passed away? That I wouldn't know how to answer. I mean, that's definitely a one-off thing. They would have to call the utility company, obviously show them proof that, they are staying at home, they're paying for the bill, that is their relative. That's a really one-off kind of question, Edwin, but it's a good question. But if anybody can answer that, I mean, go ahead and type it in the chat. I would just assume the family member or the people that's responsible for the home, that's taking over the home or the utility, would have to, contact the utility company and get that all squared away. But it is on the electric bill, right? You have enough information on that electric bill to create a fairly accurate design without necessarily calling the utility company, right? If you can hash out that graph, what I normally do with our students, if we can't get the homeowner on the phone with the utility company, there's a bar graph, right? So basically just draw a line all the way down, every single bar. And then on one side, it's going to tell you the kilowatt hour usage. And then you could just do your best guesstimate, right? Your best guesstimate on what the kilowatt hour usage is. Ideally, you want to call the utility company, but sometimes, like what Edwin was saying, I mean, sometimes you just can't get it for whatever reason. So Bernardo dropped an answer to your question there, Edwin. I wouldn't know, right? I'm not sure about that one. That would definitely be a one-off kind of thing, Edwin. That doesn't happen all the time. But yeah, if you have an answer for that in the future, let us know how you resolve that. Awesome. Well, again, everyone, I am going to be jumping on live every Friday, 12:30. If you guys have colleagues, you guys have friends that can benefit from this live training or, this live session, please share this with them. Bernardo, 10-year plus door-to-door. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's awesome. We got some veterans here, right? So definitely be humble enough to be taught something. That's awesome, man. So again, thank you guys for logging in today. You guys have an amazing weekend. Make sure you guys register for the boot camp next week. Be live with me and my coaches next week. We'll give you guys all the training material as well for the training next week. If you guys decide to jump on the boot camp, we're going to talk about sales. Obviously, I'm going to teach you guys exactly strategies that I use to close deals online. And keep in mind, I've been selling solar for the last 8 years. 6.5 years out of the 8 years, I haven't stepped foot inside a homeowner's house. Everything is done via Zoom. Obviously, I actually was using, GoToMeeting back in the day, but now it's all Zoom. Kevin, what's up? Hi, James. Is getting into real estate a good idea right now? I'm not a realtor. We are buying a house out here in Dallas. I think there's going to be a dip for me personally, that, the real estate is going to dip because, this whole pandemic hasn't really hit home for everyone yet because of the furloughs, all of the breaks that the government is giving people. There's incentives there right now where, unemployment, there was that $600 incentive when you're in unemployment. So I don't think the ish really hit the fan yet. So I think, by next year we'll find out, because I honestly feel that a lot of companies are not going to open up their doors anymore. And I think a lot of employers or a lot of employees are sitting around waiting for the doors to reopen, which I think is not going to reopen. So I think there's going to be another big boom in solar, because at the end of the day, you still got to pay for your electric bill. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for people to pivot from what they're currently doing and get into the solar industry, and especially, learn how to do this from home, right? I mean, I think the average, last time I read, I think the average income in the United States is like, I don't know, under $30,000, say for example, $30,000. And you guys know, I mean, if you guys are in this industry, I mean, you close one deal, that's $5,000, right? That means that if you're closing, a deal for $5,000 a pop, you only need to make six deals to make $30,000. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you folks that's working this full time, you guys are closing more than 6 deals, right? So you do the math. So I think a lot of folks are going to get in the solar industry because this is an amazing opportunity to make amazing income and also help homeowners save money. what other products can you basically sell, right? And I don't like using that word, but what other products do you get a homeowner to actually install in their home that saves them money and there's no upfront cost to them, right? Joel, here's the link right there. If you want to sign up for the boot camp, there's the link. So again, everyone, thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy schedule to plug in. I'm going to be live every Friday, 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. Do me a favor before I log off. Make sure you guys actually, like the video so it gets shared to all of our solar family. So the algorithm really helps out when you guys like the video as well. Share it with all your colleagues. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of folks out there that want content or even want to know that there's a platform where someone plugs in and shares, their experiences with them. I would love to help as many people as I can close more deals. That's the objective. Hey, what's up, Chris? Other than that, you guys have an amazing Friday. If you're watching this live, go ahead and type your questions in the comments. I personally reply to every single comment out there as well. And you guys have an amazing, amazing weekend. Other than that, peace, everyone.